This is another video from the huge Ukrainian drone attack on Crimea and Russian mainland. A Russian commentator is saying, "This is terrible. The Ukrainian drones, are flying one by one. About 20 have already passed. No air defense is active. It is a nightmare." Note that drones fly to attack military targets, as Russian civilians are angry, but not afraid at all. Tuapse oil refinery went into emergency shutdown after last night's drone attack, reports Reuters. According to one source, the drones hit the liquefied petroleum gas production unit at Tuapse, while the crude distillation unit remained undamaged. There was no black smoke during the fire. That means it was just the gas burning, a source said. The Tuapse plant's annual capacity is 12 million metric tons, 240,000 barrels per day. It produces naphtha, fuel oil, vacuum gas oil, and high-sulfur diesel, and supplies fuel mainly to Turkey, China, Malaysia, and Singapore. It shut down in January after a drone attack and resumed operations in late April, to be shut down again in May. Ukraine has identified a significant Russian weakness. Its territory is too vast to be effectively defended with air defense systems. Last night, Ukraine conducted one of its most successful drone strike campaigns against Russia. Ukraine has been carrying out strikes against Russia for months. Russia inherited an abundance of missile air defense systems and missiles from the USSR, which created the perception that a shortage of missiles would never be an issue. This, combined with Russia's size, resulted in a reduced focus on the developing modern shoreward systems. On the other hand, Ukraine has achieved notable success in establishing mobile air defense units to protect its infrastructure from Russian Shahd drone attacks, utilizing anti-aircraft guns and man-pads. Russia is attempting to emulate this approach, but its significantly larger territory and extensive infrastructure make the task nearly impossible to accomplish. Ukraine understands that its drone strikes are impactful and represent the sole method to hasten the war until Russia recognizes that it is not worthwhile. This realization may take years to materialize, and Ukraine is likely to intensify drone attacks as production increases. We do not know what happened to this Russian tank recorded by a 47th Brigade surveillance drone. We hope very much its crew is safe, far from any NATO expansion threats, and deep into de-escalation talks. And we have some bad news also. The Russian invasion army recaptured the village of Robotyne, which was the only village Ukraine could liberate on the Tokmak axis during last year's counteroffensive. And this is just awful, even as coming from Russians. Putin's troops have executed a person in a wheelchair near a hospital in Vovchansk, according to Kharkiv Regional Prosecutor's Office. Authorities suspect the victim was trying to move away further from the medical facility, but was shot by the Russian forces. Near Marinka, Russians tried to break through Ukrainian defenses of the 33rd Mechanized Brigade. They lost 2 tanks, 2 IFVs, and personnel. And this is interesting. Shoigu was not allowed to attend the talks between Putin and Xi Jinping yesterday, according to media reports. Shoigu reportedly had problems with access to the Chinese parliament. Shoigu's blue badge, which gave him the right of passage, did not indicate his status to the organizers. The current secretary of the Russian Security Council had to wait for quite some time. And before that, he let at least 10 colleagues pass, standing at the door, a reporter who was there added. All members of the Russian delegation were presented with badges of 3 different colors. No explanation was given. China has again refused Putin's request for the Power of Siberia 2 gas pipeline project. The construction of the Power of Siberia 2 gas pipeline is postponed. Russia and China have yet to agree on key details of the project. A new contract with Beijing is desperately needed by Gazprom, which lost its European market and lost more than half of its exports after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Last year, Putin met twice with Chinese President Xi Jinping, trying to convince him to accept the project, which the Kremlin has been pushing for more than 7 years. But both times the talks ended in nothing. Looks like the third time was not the charm, too. Russians tried to break through Ukrainian defenses of the 33rd Mechanized Brigade.
Ничего от него не осталось. Фух, а вон башня отлетела. Жесть, конечно. Ну ничего, все будет хорошо. Прорвемся.
And for the end, the Camel contingent of the Indian Border Security Force showing all its glory during the Republic Day parade last year. A formidable force.
सलामी मंच के सामने राजसी वेशभूषा और शाही अंदाज का अनोखा संगम सीमा सुरक्षा बल का ऊंट सवार दस्ता। डिप्टी कमांडर ऊंटों के कारवां के बाद आज पहली बार महिला कैमल राइडर गणतंत्र दिवस परेड का हिस्सा बन रही हैं। ये सुसज्जित ऊंटों पर सवार हैं। महिला सशक्तिकरण की दिशा में सीमा सुरक्षा बल का उल्लेखनीय कदम चरितार्थ कर रही है। सीमा सुरक्षा बल का सवार बैंड दस्ता बैंड मास्टर इंस्पेक्टर गोदराज की अगुवाई में सलामी मंच के सामने दुनिया में अपनी बिखेरता हुआ।
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.